Hello boys and girls, and why not, also adults who are visiting this channel. Welcome everyone. Here I will be sharing a space created for the little ones in the family where I will be leaving them stories created by me, and they will be narrated through my voice. The purpose is to have a fun and pleasant time in which they could listen to them during the day or, as was the custom in the past, before going to sleep. And well, without further ado, here we go with the story. Hope you like. Dancing Under the Moon. An elderly couple who lived alone despite having children and grandchildren. One morning they were shopping at the neighborhood fair where their house was. These old men had been married for many years, and they always helped each other in everything they did and were very friendly and affectionate with each other. They had 2 daughters. One lived far from home and had an 8-year-old boy who visited his grandparents when he finished school, but the other daughter lived in another country and had no children. He had had to move abroad for his job, so she couldn't visit her parents like her other sister, but she used to call them on the phone. The old men, due to their advanced age, used to buy many vegetables at the fair in order to eat healthy and thus take care of their health. That morning the fair was full of fresh fruits and vegetables. The aroma of strawberries and other fruits reached the nose of the couple, and the old woman decides to take several strawberries to make a special dessert. They bought a couple of vegetables and some fish too. Arm in arm and with their slow steps they continue touring the fair. A few steps further from a stall of antiques they see a little girl sitting on a drawer. The old men stop and ask her, "Good morning, little girl, are you alone here?" The girl looked at them and replied, "Good morning, I'm here alone because my little brother couldn't come. He stayed at home with my grandmother who got sick." The old men looked at each other and asked him why he was there at the fair. Opening a box next to her, the girl told them, "I'm here because I'm trying to sell these 4 kittens so I can buy vegetables and make soup for my grandmother so she can get better," the girl said. The old men looked inside the box, and the kittens were all pretty. The couple had decided many years ago not to have pets because they were a lot of work, but the story of the girl moved them, and both agreeing, they tell the girl, "We will help you by buying one of your kittens, and we will give you some of the vegetables that we have bought for you to take to your grandmother." The happy girl thanked them and let them take one of the kittens. When the old men saw that all the cats were cute, they didn't know which one to keep. We don't know which one to take with us. Which one do you recommend?" the old man said as he adjusted his glasses. The girl took a beige kitten with her hands and gave it to him. "Here, sir, take this one. She is a kitten and she is my favorite. She is very friendly and will never leave them alone," the girl told him. The old men told the little girl that if they saw her again at the fair one day they would bring the kitten to see her, or she could go visit her with her brother and grandmother when she gets better. The old men said goodbye. A few places later the old man, who was carrying the kitten in his arms, saw that she had become very restless. In that stand they sold a lot of variety of pet food. The old men buy food for the kitten, and thus, for that day, their tour of the fair ends. With the slow walk of the old men, the morning had passed very quickly. Upon arriving home, the kitten went around the house to meet her. He was seeing all the places in the house, but when he entered the old people's room the kitten stayed on a chair that was in a corner. The old man, seeing that he had liked that chair, decide that he would sleep there from now on. Lunchtime was approaching. Both old men, after ordering the purchases, would begin to prepare lunch. The old man asks his wife, "Honey, what are we going to do for lunch?" The wife replies, "How about fish with a vegetable salad?" The husband told her that it was an excellent idea, and they both began with the preparation. In the house, the silence that there was too strange. The old men looked at each other while one cleaned the fish and the other prepared the salad. Then the old man, leaving what he was doing, tells his wife, "It's very quiet here. I'll go see what our kitten is doing." Turning around, they both see that the kitten was keeping them company, sitting very quietly behind them in the kitchen. "Look who's here with us," said the old man, caressing the furry little girl. The girl was right. "It seems that she really is very friendly," said the old lady, giving her a piece of fish. With lunch ready, the old men prepare the table for lunch, and the kitten would also have lunch. The old man put some milk in a bowl and some cat food on a plate. The couple begins their lunch. Every day at lunch they used to play music from their time and remembered how they had met. After lunchtime, the old men go to the living room as they do every day. There the old woman knitted woolen clothes and her husband read the news in a newspaper while his favorite music continued to play on a record player. The kitten sitting on the living room rug kept them company, wanting to grab the balls of wool that didn't take her eyes off him. "Honey, we must give the new member a name," said the husband, interrupting the sound of the music. "What if we put Clementine on it?" his wife suggested. The husband liked the name. "Very well, then Clementina, welcome to the family," added the old man. The night had come. The cool night invited the old people to go to rest. Each old man keeps his teeth in a container in the bathroom and, bidding Clementina good night, they turn off the lights. They kiss and wish each other good night. They never went to sleep without saying good night. That night Clementina fell asleep peacefully in her chair. The next day the sunlight wakes up everyone in the room. Clementina is the first to get up. Standing by the side of the bed, she begins to call the old man, "Meow, meow, meow." Clementina wanted out. The old man gets up and opens the kitchen door for Clementina, who quickly runs out. After breakfast, the old lady tells her husband that she would make the strawberry dessert because her grandson would come to visit them. The old man, a little doubtful, told him that he did not remember his grandson's call saying that he was going to visit them, but his angry wife told him that he was already losing his memory over the years. The old man, without wanting to argue, said nothing but was concerned about his wife's attitude. The day was ending. In the living room a delicious cake and an old lady awaited the arrival of her grandson. The old man sees that his wife is very quiet. "What do you have, darling?" the old man asks his wife worriedly. Clementina runs to the old lady's legs. "Our grandson has not come. I waited for him with this cake all day." "Old man, sometimes I feel very sad," said the old lady, almost crying as she caressed Clementina. Her husband sits next to her and with sweet words makes her understand that her grandson had not said he would go that day. His mind had failed him. Over the years, that is normal for old people like us, her husband told her, and they both smiled and enjoyed dessert together. Months passed and Clementina had grown. She was now an adult kitten. One night before going to sleep, the old men remembered that they had a box containing many photographs. The old lady, with a photo of both of them dancing under the moon, began to sing the song that was playing on the record player. With that song they had had their first date. "Honey, do you remember that we danced all night under that huge moon?" she said to her husband. "Of course I remember. Every night seeing the moon makes me want to dance like that night," the old man told him. Clementina looked at them and told herself how lucky she was to have owners as special as them. One morning the old man got up early. He had gone to buy the newspaper and flowers for his wife. That day was their wedding anniversary. Clementina, who had not seen the old man leave, decides to call her owner since she had been asleep for a long time. "Meow, meow, meow." Clementina kept calling the old lady, but she didn't wake up. There was the sound of a doorbell in the room. It was the phone. Clementine was nervous. "I thought something was wrong." Clementina manages to get out through the bathroom window and finds the old man, who was already returning home with the newspaper and flowers. "But Clementina, what are you doing out here?" "Let's go inside," the old man told the cat. Clementina, as if trying to talk to him, meowed several times. Meow, meow, meow. But the old man only noticed that Clementina was a little restless. The old man was surprised to see that his wife was not in the kitchen, and seeing that the curtains were still closed, he went to the bedroom to see if she was there. Clementine accompanied him. "Honey, good morning. It's time to get up," her husband told her, opening the curtain. Clementina jumps up on the bed and calls the old lady in her own way, "Meow, meow." But the old lady does not wake up. The old man approaches her, and when he touches her he understands that something is happening. Sad, he tells Clementina, "I think Clementina is gone. Now there's you and me." The very sad old man does not stop hugging his wife. After a few hours the house had had several visitors, and Clementina had met the daughters and the grandson of the old men. That day had been very sad. With the passing of the hours the house had become empty. Now only the old man and Clementina were there. It was already late, but the old man did not want to go to sleep. The whole house looked empty. Clementina, trying to get her owner's attention, touches a button that turns on the turntable. The song of both old men was playing. Clementina meowed to get out. Meow, 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 meowed the cat standing in the doorway. The old man opens the door for Clementina, and there in the sky he sees the very big moon. Clementina on a wall begins to meow and move as if she were dancing under the moon. The old man, looking at the moon, remembered when he danced with his wife for the first time, and Clementina ran into his arms. That day the old man had to say goodbye to his wife, but he would never be alone, because every night he saw the moon this big he would remember his wife, and from now on he would always have the company of his friend Clementina. End. Well friends, did you like the story? If so, I hope you will give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments about the story, and give suggestions to write more new stories. With this it will be until a new video, a new story, and well, thank you all for listening to me. I hope you liked it. Bye bye.